And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Frontline in the Trenches. It is the FPL Frontline Prediction League in the Trenches. Frontline League on Twitter, Frontline Prediction League on YouTube. You can find us on those places. This is your recap preview show. I am your co-host, Scott. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe. How are you doing today, BeerMe?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little under the weather. I think I'm coming down with the cold, but other than that, I'm doing all right. How about yourself, Scott?
I'm good. I'm getting over something.
Right.
We were just talking prior to this, and I was getting over some kind of like stuffy runny nose on Monday, which was gone Tuesday, but back on Wednesday, but gone by the time we recorded our podcast, and it's just gone today too. So, yeah, I don't know, feeling pretty good. Considering how
Weather's
cold it
been
is,
funky.
it's been good. Yeah, it's been real funky. Yeah, it's like 8 degrees right now, but yesterday was like -2. So Celsius that's like 30s for you guys, 30s to 40s in that range. So
Yeah.
free for you guys. But yeah, hey, I mentioned it. Podcast Top of the Card Pod is Twitter. It is Top of the Card Pod on Spotify, on iTunes, Apple, Google Play, all that fun stuff. You can check that out there where we talk about actual wrestling stuff with CT, GMSG, and Red as well. We recorded one last night, the night after Dynamite. It was easily our longest topics list in forever, and it went almost 2 hours. But it was super a lot of fun. That one will be going up shortly. I haven't edited it yet. But the one from before actually probably just went up this past week. So there's a brand new episode up there, or about to be as well. It's just before the weekend of the weekend shows, Bound for Glory and Extreme Rules. So do check that out. Check out the podcast. We have a lot of fun with that one. And through all of those, both of those things, including the links down below, you can get into our Discord. That's where you can go in for Top of the Card, Discord, Frontline Prediction League Discord. It's all in the same. It is under the Frontline League name. You can go in there for our live events. You can go in there for things like the page you see here with the upcoming card for the FPL Halloween Havoc, as well as the picks page, which you'll see as well. The results are in there. Articles that CT's written, plus videos like this. Character chat, which goes nuts. It's a lot of fun stuff. And there's general chat, and there's gaming chat, and there's like a spoilers chat if you want to like talk about the tapings that haven't aired yet. Lots of stuff. It's a lot of fun, and rumors too. So, but yeah, I just got that out of the way early this time because normally that comes in later. Let's do it now, and let's jump in, BeerMe, because we got the full card for FPL Halloween Havoc to talk about. That is this weekend. It is this weekend at 8 p.m. Eastern. I do not know if there's a pre-show. I forget, but normally they're an hour, which means deadline is 6 p.m. Eastern. Now, to be fair, NXT has historically had theirs only be a half hour. So that might be at 7:30, meaning your deadline is 6:30. Keep that in mind, but don't rely on it being that. Please check the start times. We go by WWE.com, not even the Twitter, but we usually go by the .com. The Twitter counts for the timing of stuff. We will compare that and double check it, but the .com will be there. It'll be posted in there. But really, if you put your picks in tonight after you watch this, you're good. And yeah, you can tweak them and change them if you need to. Just let one of us know, and we'll go from there. So that said, that picks page, it's up right now. There it is. But let's go through the card first. We've got the main event is the FPL Canadian Championship. It is a Watson Rules match, as always, for the Canadian title, with Sebastian Escobar defending his championship against Wookie, who, we've said this over the past few weeks, BeerMe, this is kind of my favorite match that came out of nowhere, because this doesn't seem like a match, like a competitor you'd think in this match, but he earned his way in, won that contendership, and now could dethrone Escobar and become the Canadian champion. I don't know if he will, but I don't think anybody bet on him being the one to win all the way through here. Sometimes that's the story. You get all the way, but you don't quite pull that trigger at the very end. And if anybody can stop that, it's Escobar. Exactly. What if he does? That's one of my favorite things about how this stuff can go down. That can just be what happens, and he's the new champion. Escobar is very, very good. I feel like if Wookie wins, it will shock the world, but he's a veteran. He can get it done. This is it. This is the run of a lifetime. I kind of want him to win just because of that, but Escobar's awesome. I'll beat him. Part of me has this far-fetched storyline of I lose in the tournament and he retains here and I go after his singles title. That wouldn't even be a thing till January if that was ever a thing like this. That's why it's so far-fetched. No. Plus, we're going to win and then go face you instead. But That's different. We'll get there. But Sebastian's probably going to win. Just like the championship advantage, you got to beat him. But Wookie, man, that story would just be so awesome. Like, it's so unpredictable. Like, we were honestly considering him for American Championship contention, but he lost all the stipulation matches. But then we looked and went, well, he won all the, like, non-stipulation ones, though. And, like, all of them. What about the Canadian side? Okay, let's see if he wins a few. And then he did. So, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know who I picked for that outright. If I had to pick, this is what I would normally do. I'd go for Wookie, but I'd pick low. Because I wouldn't want to risk a lot. Just like our predictions page. You'll see that in a sec, or as we go through here. But Wookie would be like a 2-pointer. But Escobar's probably a safe bet, so you can probably put like higher points on him if you think he's going to win. It's probably a safe bet. But do not count out Wookie. Absolutely not. What do you think?
I know, like Wookie's on this run right now, and it's hard to pick against him. But Escobar just recently won this title not too long ago, and I kind of feel like he's going to want to hold on to it by any means necessary. So I'm going to stay by hook or by crook. Escobar retains, but I think it could be match of the night. Maybe. Well, no, because there's the bonuses don't usually happen. But if it goes bonuses,
now, what's funny is like if you look at this from a storyline perspective, just purely in character, Escobar is the veteran. He's had Watson rules matches. He knows the ins and outs of them, how to manipulate them, how to work within them. And Wookie won one, and here he is. So you'd think it's Escobar, but Wookie is that X factor where you would never think of him being in a Watson rules match. That's so cool. I don't know. I love it. I love the idea of it. Just think about having actual Kane in a submission match. That's the mentality I'm in with that. Like, it's like, no, but what happens? That's why I love it.
Kind of hyped for that.
Yeah. Let's move on to a different type of match, BeerMe. A Halloween trick-or-treat street fright. It's non-title. It's a hardcore match. It is the world champion, Jonathan C.T. Martin, forgive me, the FPL world champion, let's get the full name out there, versus former FPL American champion, Josh Dionio. JD just lost the American title in a rematch of the biggest rematch ever against Costner. He took that title from him. James Costner is the new FPL American champion, as mentioned. JD, though, is here on a main show facing the world champion. Now, he's failed to capture the world title before, but he hasn't faced CT with this situation. I almost said stipulation. That's true, too. It's a Halloween trick-or-treat street fight. Sorry, fright. So, I kind of want to pick CT, but after he went to 2 draws, I'm kind of leaning toward JD to come out there in a hardcore match, but I don't know. I'm really torn on this one. What do you think on this?
Oh, man, I picked JD twice this past weekend, and he lost both times. So, and CT tied twice. So, yeah, nobody's really got momentum. You know what? I'm not going to guess the tie because that would just be, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. I'm going to pick CT.
Hopefully the hardcore element helps that.
But it's non-title, so JD could
the world champion does often lose non-title matches of this type.
I mean, who knows?
That's why I'm leaning toward JD, yeah.
It's a street fight. Anybody and anything could show up there. You never know.
Part of it, this is going to sound weird. It's more that I see CT losing in the sense that, like, whoever he was against here would be gunning to beat him to prove they deserve to gun for the world title. It's a main show. It's non-title, big stipulation. That's all stuff up JD's alley. He's the former American champion. That's, like, he's the worst-case scenario of an opponent for this. There's a lot of people I think that would beat CT here. And I'm not knocking CT. I mean, the slide joke, all you want. This is a bad spot for him or anybody that would be world champion. If it was Hawk, if it was Costner, if it was Bastion, I'd be saying the same thing. If it was Roman Pierce, I'd be saying the same thing. I think JD would probably have that win. That's what I mean by that. Like, I think he's just got this one. This is his perfect opportunity. It can't be more perfect for him in this situation. That's what I feel. So I am picking JD, but just because this is the kind of match. This is how you book that, because now this is the match. If we were watching wrestling, people think, oh, he's never going to win it. But no, that's when CT does win, right? Like, that's how you'd book the storyline for him to overcome that. But this is legit. Like, he might just lose it because that's what happens. So, but I'm very interested in the match. It should be very, very interesting to see, especially Halloween Trick or Treat street fight. I keep saying fright. There we go. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. I've said this before with this next match, the GMSG versus Rate Wrestle. I'm not going to pick against the GMSG. I know better than that. But Rate Wrestle is damn good. He's scary good. He went to a draw with the world champion in a fight pit. You guys got involved. Yeah. But, this is revenge. This is a lot of revenge. Storyline-wise, Rate Wrestle should get that win. But then again, FBU really should shut him down. Keep him at bay. Show him the numbers game are a problem. I'm picking GMSG. I can't not. How about you?
Yeah.
Not that you're biased.
No, not at all. Not at all. But Rate Wrestle is really damn good, so it's not going to be easy.
No. That exactly. It's a great match. I like it a lot. It's positioned higher than the tournament matches. Like, that's a high-profile singles match. It's third from the top. So, but we do have the tag team tournament. Round 1. Match of the night, myself and Red versus Shades and Smiles, CJ Hawk and Lexi Briggs, the former world champion and the pinner of champions. Now, I've said this many times, I'm not confident going into this match. I've not been confident because Lexi is dangerous and Hawk infinitely more so. Hawk has had my number. But I beat Hawk. I beat him. And I'm on momentum. I'm coming off of wins over the former world champion and the reigning Canadian champion. I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm picking myself confidently on this one now. Because just like I'm on that roll. I'm not normally on a roll this time of year. I'm going to run with it. I'm going to lean into that. Probably jinx myself, but we'll see what happens. Who have you got advancing past round 1?
Some people would say that whoever wins this match is a shoo-in to win this tournament. Not me.
Oh,
I wouldn't say stuff.
Don't say that. No.
You hear things. Sometimes. And,
you see a match like this, and you think that could have been a final. But when they're the first 2 names drawn, well, someone's getting out early, and it makes it an easier trek for everybody else. When you got the former champions and a strong team like Shades and Smiles as well. But I'm sorry, Beer, but keep going. I think the only reason, not the only reason. I think I'm going to pick you guys because you guys just have the momentum. You beat Hawk. It looks like it's in your favor. So, okay. I mean, Red just beat a person in a phone booth match. So the European champion.
Yeah. So there you go. You beat
the FPL European Grand Prix champion. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and she beat him. So I'm gonna pick the both of you to go on to round 2.
Doesn't mean we're gonna have an easy time of it, but I hope so. We'll see how that goes. And I have updated the whiteboard behind me, and it says tag tournament 1, 2, 3. I'll be scratching those off as we go. We'll see how that goes towards the final. But the rest of the tournament. Well, maybe. But the rest of the tournament is also here. So the first round will entirely happen at Halloween Havoc for the FPL. The Strays, Michael Marsh, former champion, and Supreme Rock versus the Brits, Papa Snooch and the Gaffer. Now, the Strays are another favorite, I would say, partly. Even though they're in here because they lost a contendership, they had a chance to go after the Musty Good Guys immediately. Instead, they're in this tournament. This could have them turn around and just gun through everything and come out at the end. The Brits, though, this could be that turning point. We said that a lot of times. They have had a rough run of it, but Papa Snooch and the Gaffer could upset Marsh and Rock. We've seen similar where we saw Chef Urban, a favorite in the Canadian title tournament, the Can-Am, the double tournament, go out in round 1, right? So, oh, no, it wasn't Urban. Hold on. No, he nearly won the whole thing. Who am I thinking of? BeerMe.
Yep.
Was it Urban?
I know what you mean.
No, it was Urban, because Urban was kind of earlier in the year, and we figured that he's going to go here and proper get it. It was Tino that went all the way, but didn't win the title. That's the thing. Whoever wins this still has to defeat the Must-See Good Guys, or Symphony of Destruction. We'll see how it goes either way, but I'm picking the Strays on this one, just personally. I think they've got more momentum than the Gaffer and Papa Snooch do. How about you?
I am too. I'm going to pick them as well. I don't really have a real strong feeling about this match because I feel like both teams could take this, but I will also pick the Strays.
Okay. Next up, the Operation, Smooth Rock and Theodore Dr. Zeus Geisel, new team, versus the Light of the Cult, Danny the Light Jordison and Kurt Cult. I believe the latter team is 0-3 in their overall record. They are probably the weakest team, just to put that out there. It's unfortunate, but when you have 8 of them, someone's going to be the best team and someone's not going to be, and it's probably them. But as being a team who has been the weakest team in a tournament of 8, who beat the best team and won the tag titles in that twice, do not bet against the Light of the Cult lightly. BeerMe knows full well about what I'm talking about. It was the solution who we dethroned. Anything can happen. Like, flat out. But Operation are probably your safe bet. Geisel's damn good, and Smooth Rock is super good. So, like, former Canadian champion, mind you, and a contender for the American. So, I feel like Operation has this, but never say never. I've literally been the person to do it 2 times. So, yeah. What about you?
I am gonna go with the Operation.
Yeah.
And I think that they will go pretty far in this tournament.
They really could. They're dangerous. They're a team I'm worried about because I've had my run-ins with Smooth Rock, and I haven't really faced Geisel yet, I don't think. Or have I? God, it's gotten to a point where, with 2 years now, where I don't remember all the matches, and that makes me... I hate that, because I like knowing these details. I don't think I faced Geisel yet. I think I was going to, and Red did instead. I forget, but that could be fun. I want to face everybody at some point, so that could be good. I'd like to see that. Excuse me. The last of the tag matches here is the Annex Asylum members Static and Captain Krulix Blackwell, who we've said before. Blackwell's basically the inspiration for this. His suggestion was to have a tag tournament to kind of get things going. We're like, damn right. So he's here with Static, and they're teaming against a new team formed for this, Alexander McKennedy and Dion Blade. Dion is a former world title and American title contender. McKennedy is a former American champion, the longest reigning still. Static and Krulix both debuted over the summer. And they could challenge the must-see good guys at the top of the year, or the end of this very same year they debuted, within 6 months, and become tag team champions. That's a possibility. I love that. I don't know if it'll happen. I'm kind of leaning towards McKennedy and Blade destroying them, and mostly because of the visual of James Storm and Monty Brown. But it is against Christian Undertaker, so
right. Yeah.
I'm leaning towards the veterans here, but again, never say never. I would love the idea if Krulix wins this whole goddamn thing, because he came up with it. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Even though that wouldn't even be the storyline, like, no one would know except for us talking about it. That's kind of cool. But I really more see McKennedy and Blade getting that, but Static and Krulix are the team here, so I don't know. What do you think?
This is very tough because this is probably the toughest match. Well, one of the toughest. Actually, these are all tough matches to call in the first round.
This one's tough because there's so many unknowns, I think, which I love. Right? Like, yeah. Like, the other ones are more like... These were all random draws, remember? Like, you can go back and watch that episode where we released that. These were all random pairings in order. And I think they're all very good. Like, we lucked out that these are all relatively evenly done. It's pretty great. But it's hard, isn't it?
The idea of James Storm and Monty Brown, that would be pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna pick the Asylum, and I'm gonna go with them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the new guys. I think McKennedy and Blade will work well together, but I think the unknown and Static and Captain Krulix Blackwell will be too much.
Okay.
And they will pull something out.
I like it. Now then, we've got 2 big question marks here. BeerMe, we have matches to announce, so let's announce these matches that are going to be on the main card. I've actually got a pre-show match as well on the kickoff, but you've got a match for the main card. Do you want to announce yours first here?
Yeah. do that. Let me see. Okay, I have CM Carlito. He will be taking on Ash in a four-corner strap match for the FPL American Championship #1 contenders match.
Okay. Carlito is somebody that I defended the old JRPL Ultraviolent Championship against. So he did try to go for that similar title back when I held it 2 years ago now.
It was in like a haunted maze match or something.
Yeah, it was
in
a
like
TLC mirror maze match.
Yeah.
It was in a fun house. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
The only reason I won that is because he powerbombed me with his finisher, and I grabbed the belt while he had me up in the air. Like, he got over good. I'm always trying to put people over no matter what the outcome is. It's so fun. Yeah, he's the favorite, I got to think, in that. More because Ash has had a rough string of luck. He has turned it. Like, we keep saying, that's goddamn, turning the corner is like my shucky quack thing. Like, right, like that's the shucky ducky quack. That's, I don't mean to keep saying turning the corner, or that's very interesting, but I've got phrases I say a lot.
Right.
Ash has turned that corner, though. Like, this is it. This is that road back to see where things can go. And the title's very interesting right now. But I kind of really like Carlito on that, too, right? I'm going to go out on a limb and pick Ash just to keep that momentum, but Carlito is the safe bet. I will say that pretty confidently. But I'm going to go out on a limb there with Ash.
I'm going to pick Ash, too. I think he's...
Okay.
I'm going to pick him, too. I think he's going to get it done.
Okay. Interesting. See, I even did it there. Interesting. My match to announce for the main card. This is a big one. It is the former FPL World Champion, the current FPL American Champion, James Costner, will go one-on-one with former FPL American Champion, Broken Nerd. One-on-one.
Ooh.
Now, Nerd did win the right to face the World Champion that will be coming up, whomever that will be. Not whoever it will be. It will be CT. Nerd's going to face a former world champion here first, reigning American champion. That's a big match. I normally pick Nerd in these, but Costner, when he's turned that corner, that was on purpose that time. When he's like going full speed like that, he can't be stopped. And I think even Nerd's going to have trouble with that. But if Nerd wins this, I think CT's title's in jeopardy. Personally. But that momentum will be just unstoppable.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on this one. I think I am going to go with Broken Nerd because I think that he's going to ride that wave into Saudi. Is that where he's going to get the shot?
I think so. We'll preview. We'll scroll through. We'll take a look at what's upcoming.
Yeah. So I think he's going to beat James Costner, and then he is going to go on and win the world title, Crown Jewel.
Really? Okay. And then
if that's where he's facing, yeah.
And then he'll be defending against Chef Urban next for the next shot, right? So, the world title picture is very interesting right now. I did that again too. God damn it! I'm not meaning to say these things. That's my.
It's interesting that you keep saying it.
Yeah. Let's move on. Ralentando will go one-on-one with Atlas Kiyama to round out our main card here. I can't not pick Ralentando at this point, and I don't think I will very often pick against Ralentando. Atlas is good. But Ralentando he's got that upper level on him. I think he's got this. What do you think?
And Ralentando did just get burned.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So. That's different. I think he's got this win. But you know what? Saying that's the perfect time for Atlas Kiyama to get a win on a main card over someone like Ralentando. This could skyrocket him. Let's be clear on that. So, because they're not in the tournament. They had their title shot, lost, and now they're kind of stuck. Like their team number, we had 7 teams in the tournament. We had the 8th and 9th teams face each other. The winners get a title shot. The others are in the tournament, which leaves us with another team. That's these guys. Black Cross Light are the 10th team, or the 9th team in this whole thing, and they didn't get their shot. So they've got a long road back to go for the tag titles. Atlas Kiyama gets a win over the former FPL Canadian champion, singles match on the main card. Not saying he's in the division, but goddamn, that's good. That looks good, so doesn't hurt. So yeah,
I feel like I'm just picking a lot of underdogs. I'm gonna pick.
That's good.
I'm gonna pick Atlas Tiama to pull off the upset.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Ron Nintendo's just got other things on his mind than
He does. He does. Very much so. And then we've got the kickoff, and I do have a match for that as well. BeerMe, you, one half of the FPL Continental Tag Team Champions, you will go one-on-one with one of the people who will be challenging you for your tag titles. You'll go one-on-one with Sheriff Dog on the kickoff.
All right. I mean, that's a match. Yep. Let's do it.
This is what happens when title matches are set in advance, and we get to do like the one-on-ones in the meantime. It's fun. I'm picking you on this one just because I don't really bet against FBU at this point. But Sheriff Dog's very dangerous. You know this. But
He's very good.
He has faltered here and there though. Like when he falters, is big. So like it could crumble depending on where this goes. But I have a feeling that you've got this one. Like we'll see how it goes. But I think you've got this. Of course, you're picking yourself, obviously, right? So yeah.
Yeah. But it'll be a very good match.
Okay. Now, we do have Crown Jewel. We're not going to go through the full details of this again. It is November 5th, but we will mention the FPL World title, CT versus Nerd, tag titles, Good Guys versus SOD, as mentioned, tag tournament round 2. Scroll through. We got Full Gear. We got a new graphic for that. FPL World title. The winner of CT and Nerd will defend against Chef Urban. Watson rules match for the Canadian title. It will be either Escobar or Wookie versus... I forget who you said it even was. It was Carlito and Ash, right? Are the contenders?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, was that American or Canadian?
No, it's American.
That's American. Forgive me. So, I'm not even sure who the Canadian contender is at this point. That's right. The tag finals will be there as well, though. It is a main show, remember. Survivor Series will be on November 26th. We are going to have Team Kier 1 versus Symphony of Destruction. We'll have The Antidote versus Team Luke Gray. We'll have a Survivor Series War Games match, the Brits versus the Strays. There could be the tag titles involved in some of these matches. Well, actually, no, because you'll still be champions. Well, no, if Symphony gets it, they'll be up here on the main event, so it's always possible. And then Survivor Series and War Games are still listed here, so there's more to come for that. And then, yes, we've got Final Battle. That is announced. That was announced on Dynamite on Tuesday. We have it on Saturday, December 10th. Goofy time. The pay-per-view's at 3 p.m., 0 hour at 2 p.m. That's, I believe, Central. That's not Eastern. It is Central time. So, keep that in mind. We'll have more detail on that as it comes, but it's in the afternoon. Like CT says, he'll be watching it at 11 a.m. out in California. So, keep that in mind. It is a Friday show. Saturday show. We already know we're going to put the picks page up before Rampage. Because Rampage will be that night. We want to give people 24 hours notice. It'll only be like 12 at that rate, right? By the time that goes, because Rampage ends at 11 p.m. The show's at 11 a.m. the next day. It's going to be after Wednesday Night Dynamite. So keep an eye out for that. And I'm just going to say it. Just heard the rumors that there might be an NXT on December 10th. We'll see what happens. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, but I don't want a double shot. I don't want another double shot. I don't, but we'll do it. We'll do it. But I'll tell you right now, the European Grand Prix Championship is being defended by James Blake at that show. We were actually considering it at possibly Full Gear as kind of like the last AW hurrah to close out the year because there wouldn't be another defense until January. Well, guess what? Blake, you're defending on December 10th. There you go. Who's your contender? I have no idea, but that's coming up. And then, Hard to Kill is a thing because apparently day one isn't. So we've lost our anniversary show for January 1st. It's a bit of a bummer. Not happy about that. But bear me, it's already on here. Hard to Kill, January 13th, 2022. Crystal Lake Fight Pit submission match. Currently set as non-title because both you and your opponent are champions. But Jonathan C.T. Martin versus BeerMe Jesus. Here we go again. So, yep. And I'll tell you right now, there's a casket on that logo. I want to write a casket match. I don't know if it will be me in it or not, but I've never written one in 5 years. I've never seen one in any league that we've done. I want to do a casket match. I'd love to be in it. I don't know who it's against or what it is or organically who it would be. But
you versus Blackwell since he's the Undertaker.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'm open to that. Blackwell, You know what? Captain Krulek's Blackwell. I'm open to that casket match with the Undertaker. That's funny. Like, we could work with that. But something that, I mean, it's Impact. Why not? But yeah, right. I'm putting out there. Like, I want that. I want that goofiness. And I'll say, let's go back up to Halloween Havoc here real quick. For Halloween Havoc, I know this is going out tonight. It's 8:50 Eastern right now. This will be up around 10 or 11 tonight. And the show's, of course, on Saturday. We did put in our Discord today, about an hour or two ago, if you have ideas for Halloween costumes for your gear. Because we've finally got a Halloween-themed show. Let's run with that. We've done cool WrestleMania entrances. WWE put up a video about cool entrance gear of Halloween costumes they did in the past. I went, oh, of course. And I asked Red for an idea for costumes for us, and we got one. And then, of course, I went, hey, how about this for FBU? And we're just going. Like, so we're putting it out there. Anybody got costume ideas? You want to come out dressed as a slasher or a horror character or a king, or like any Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, whatever you want to do. Vox Machina, I don't care. Cool stuff. Let's have fun with this. And if not, might come up with stuff anyway. We can always run with it. It's fun. But please, get that into us ASAP. Let CT, Red, or myself know we're the writers, so that's the three best to do it to. Let us know anytime. Send us a message. We'll put it in there. And if two people happen to have the same thing, that's funny. Don't worry about it. This makes it for a funny backstage segment that we'll put in. It'll be great. It'll be good. I'm excited for it, obviously. I'm hype. So if you want to be part of that, go to the picks page. There it is. I clicked on it. Halloween Havoc 2022 predictions for the FPL. The site is here. You go in there. You put in your character name. Whatever your character name is, please put that. I know some people put goofy stuff for their Discord. Put your actual name. It just makes it easier for us. And then who do you think is going to win? Braun Breaker, Dragunov, or McDonough? Hey, remember the storyline about how the champion never wins? But this is the time where they will, and that's how we would write CT to win. Well, Braun Breaker's never won a triple threat, but this is, he's going to win this one. I'm going to pick Braun Breaker, but I'm only going to put one on him. Okay. Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire. I think Mandy's going to win it, but I'm not too confident, so I'll put a 2 on that. I can't use 1 or 2 anymore. They're gone. So when I think about Carmelo Hayes and Wesley, and I'm like, I think Wesley is going to win it, let's put a 6 on him, because I'm a crazy person. And then Roxanne and Cora, you know what? I think Cora's going to win that, but no, I'm going to put the 6 on that. Let's change this 6 to a 4. You can't use the same number more than once. Please keep that in mind. And if you have a stipulation match, that's also down in our Discord link. You can go there to see the rules and stipulations for how submission matches work, for hardcore matches, for all that stuff. There's only a couple on this one, but please keep that in mind for how this goes. When you're done, you're at the bottom here with bonuses. They are worth, there's a 3-pointer. It's who touches the belt first. God damn it. I should have picked Bailey. I would have had a perfect card, or I should have picked Bianca, but you picked that. Who's going to get that? There is an option for other, because in case someone gets added or taken out, that's still eligible. The bonus won't go away. We've kind of tweaked things to make sure bonuses can stay even if matches go. If matches change before the deadline, they're thrown out and the points shift. If it's thrown out after the deadline, it's just poof, it's gone. And it doesn't affect you on a hardcore match. Keep that in mind. Put all these in, click submit, and there we go. We're ready for Saturday night. And yes, put your picks in, you get a match. That's just how it works here. We got that ready for you. You'll be on the pre-show, obviously, but hey, we've had opportunities where people no-showed, and pre-show matches became main show matches, and they became big wins on a main card. So keep that in mind. Yeah, that's it, BeerMe. We ran through this quick. It was a lot of fun to look at the show. I'm hyped for it. We are at the half-hour mark, so we'll cut it there. Do you have any last words for the peoples here before Halloween Havoc?
Just good luck to everybody, and make sure you put your picks in so you can have some fun with us.
Yes. The deadline, again, the show's at 8 p.m. Pacific. Nope, Eastern. I'll say it again to get it clear. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern. I had CT being Pacific in the brain here. And 7 p.m. Eastern is the deadline. I'm just going to say it that way. I've screwed it all up. I want to say it properly. 8 p.m. Eastern is the show. 7 p.m. probably is the pre-show. So the deadline's an hour before that. It's before whatever the pre-show is. If the pre-show happens to be at 7:30, then it's 6:30. If you put your picks in tonight or on Friday, you're good. You can always ask us to double check. We did have a couple where people thought they were in, but they weren't. Please get them in. And I know, BeerMe, you get them down at the wire, but if that hour mark hits, that's the deadline. So please get them in before that. We've had times where it's razor thin, and it's unfortunately hit that point. So please, please get them in. We want to have everybody there. It's going to be a goofy one and just fun. Like, I'm looking forward to the idea of putting people in costumes. I see the craziness involved and inherent in that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, thanks again, everybody. We'll leave it there. This is, again, the Frontline Prediction League. Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League is the YouTube channel. That's the one here. Please like, favorite, subscribe, and share it to get people who might not be watching this to know, to see what's going on with the FPL. And, of course, share it to get more people in. They can click through that as well as on Top of the Card. That's Top of the Card Pod for Twitter. And, of course, that all changed through to our Discord channel as well. For BeerMe Jesus, thanks again. We'll see you on Saturday night. Have a good one.